Five.
We live, we live. Stream, we here. Stream, what's good? Today we have an interesting video stream. We have Rocket Lab's pick and ban, but player rankings? We'll see how this goes. It should be pretty fun. We have along with me, to my whatever side this is Azazel. Hi Azazel. How we
Yes,
doing? How
hi.
we doing?
You look fine.
Slayer.
I got some
Oh,
pizza.
no, oh there you go. Munching, munching. Slayer, what's good?
Yo.
Yo. Shawnee State. I mean, this is the guy right here, the brains of the operation. And we got Corrupt, also a grand finalist. You guys have seen
Let's go.
many teams in your bracket. I picked you guys specifically because you guys seen both sides of the bracket the last two tournaments. So you guys should be able to get some picks, and you guys are very knowledgeable. So I'm excited to hear it. I'm excited to hear it. But we'll see. We'll see what kind of hot takes we come up with. Mike, do you want to start with number 15 and give your reasoning why and get us kicked off here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
With number 15, I went Testonic Boom.
Oh.
Reason why is because I haven't seen him too much. Got a solid record. Saw him outside of this whole Rocket Lab stuff and just normal Rocket League. So I felt like wasn't too knowledgeable on him, but I felt like he was top 15, so I put him at the bottom.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, me and Azazel have seen every match, so you guys might not have as much knowledge, but you guys definitely know outside. I think it's respectable. I like this. I like
Yeah.
that.
hmm
Player, we'll go across.
Yeah, no, so I would like to preface just in general for like the rest of the list, right? So like for me, I came in like the second half of like since this all been going on, so like some of the players I might not have as much like recollection or knowledge about like how they
Yeah.
did. So for me, it's mostly based off of like obviously the people I've played with against, or if they've played like a decent amount of series. So with that being said, I'm gonna go 15, Benbow. I know on the leaderboard, I think he's considered like dead last, but he has a lot of series played. Therefore, he has a lot of experience, and he has taken some wins. Right, he's not winless like another person at the bottom of that list. So for me, he's definitely someone that has the knowledge, and if he, gets the right teammates and whatnot, like he can always hopefully implement strategies, I would assume. So that's top 15 for me.
No, no. Sadly, the boy's retired, but hopefully we can bring him back from pick and ban. I think he's just retired from standard.
We can get him
Hopefully.
back. We can get him back.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think he's out, but might be harder. But anyways, I like that pick too. All right, Azazel, what do we got? I'm interested in your list. I have no idea what kind of shenanigans he pulled.
This man, he's. You can look at the leaderboards. He's been on the bottom just for only one reason. He just cannot win against Toggle. It's the cap.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing this just because he's at the bottom leaderboard.
Yeah,
That's the only
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's solid, but yeah, not looking at the leaderboard at all.
Yeah.
My number 15, my number 15, actually their first tournament was the last tournament. I have them in this spot. I think they have really high potential. I was really struggling to find out who to put in these last two spots on the list, 14, 15. My other ones, like I knew that I wanted my list. It's just about where. These two are on the edge. This one is definitely tough for me. Came in with AZAP, was one of those players, and I think he's put a really good performance in. I think he had really good shots on the board. I think he's the leading goal scorer for the team in the tournament. Only two matches. We haven't seen much from him, but it is going to be fatal. I think it was a really good start for him. I'm excited to see what he can bring into this next league. But I guess I will go again. We'll snake draft here. And this is the other player. This player is actually on another top 4 team in the tournament. I was again first tournament, first couple of games here, and I think they performed really well actually. I wasn't too strong, but I mean, at times, but it's kind of what you expect from a player brand new to Rocket Labs. I don't know what kind of experience they had before. Maybe you guys are more knowledgeable with this to me, but had some highlight goals, made some good saves, and honestly was a really solid player of a grand finals team. This is exiled for me.
Solid. Very solid.
No. Azazel, back to you. Also, if you guys have any debates, please debate If you guys think of something
Oh, for sure.
is atrocious, then speak up.
Wow, this is very awkward because this player, he's coming. He came in during this last training. I mean, Corrupt knows this and very well. He really showed off his strats. Mine were 14. It is also exiled.
Okay. On the same wavelength right there. Okay.
Love that.
Just
honestly.
copy and paste.
Love that.
Just copy and paste. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I wish I could be different, but no, I'm putting the same player there. I'm not gonna lie.
Are we
Honestly,
serious?
like, yeah, like I think like honestly on paper he seems like a solid player, but the time that I've played against him, I've only played against him like once, but like I feel like
True.
bro kind of sold the bag for his team in certain situations. So like, the knowledge isn't there yet. So
No, he honestly
high
didn't
potential.
play. We didn't play the greatest against them, and they took the win and they played really well against us. So that's fair. Honestly, that's fair to put him lower. I think he's a little bit higher than what you guys are putting, just because you got to remember he's never touched those maps before, and he walked on
Yeah, but that's
and
why
he
he's
made
lower.
a difference. So I think he's a little bit higher. But
okay.
with 14, I'm gonna go Vesh.
Oh.
I think he's an amazing player. I don't think the record's there. I don't think he's getting a lot of wins. But if I had to pick a player and it had to be him, I'd still be happy. So.
Yeah. Actually, I think I forgot Vesh on my list. Well, I don't think he's top 15 for me quite. I'll spoil that.
You don't think he's better than Fatal? Wild.
I don't know. Maybe I messed up my list. I forgot Vesh.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't put him on either, but to be honest, I've never seen bro play this, so that's kind of my defense. I didn't see a crazy record either. Like I think he was like 2-1 or something like that.
Yeah, no, he's down there.
So
he's down.
Maybe if he had a little bit more recency bias, I could judge him. But if you're not in the game, I can't tell. So
we'll bring him back. See what he can do. But yeah, Mike, you got another one.
Yes.
Who's your number 13?
The 13 is going to be Akimbo.
Oh, okay.
I think he's solid. I think we've seen some really good plays out of him. I think we've seen some really bad plays out of him, but I think the record's decent, and I think he's a player that you can kind of play around regardless of kind of who you match him with. So I think he's a little bit better than the guys on my list, but not by much.
Yeah.
Not by much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
My turn, yeah.
Yeah. We'll go back to you.
This is, I think, possibly the only player on my list that I haven't seen play or play against, but it's Eli, just because like he has such like a solid record. He's like 4-1 or something like that. So like, if you're doing that well, like I feel like you gotta be doing something right. But again, like the recency bias, I haven't really seen him. I haven't played against him, so I can't really push him too high up that list. But he had a better record and longer record than Vesh. That's why I put him on my list.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
I like that.
That's very fair. Very fair. Oh, it's up to me now. Okay.
Yeah, you got this. No pressure.
Yeah, this one, these last few pairs in this like 11 to 15 ranges, it's difficult just picking players. But this one, we haven't seen him quite a bit. Just want to see him return, but number 13 on my list, it's Dasonic, bro.
Okay. You just think he's good, but not that good. Not top 12.
Yeah, he's been there. He's making his plays. Just that he hasn't played in a while. He hasn't played against the new blood.
That's fair. Okay, I'm with that. This is actually, this player has played with Sonic Boom, Eli, and Akimbo. I'm sure Azazel knows who I'm talking about immediately. This player I think is very solid. I think he's underrated. I think he was one of the best players at the start of Rocket Lab's Pick and Ban. Has not had the teams to line up for him. I think he just needs to be part of a good team. I'm gonna say a lot probably this list. I think they need the right team. They did not have it last time. It was a put together team. This person is Gengar. I think they can be really good. Really solid player. Just hasn't got a part of the right team. And actually, my number 12 spot. We'll go right on Snake Draft again. Again, one of Gengar's teammates that are already on the list. I really like the point this person made up on this person. I'll just say it's Akimbo. I really like the point that Mike said. He can really slot into any team and be good and like just help that team out. I feel like that doesn't change from standard to Rocket Labs. I feel like he's solid. We didn't see him last tournament. We I think we did see him in the tournament before. I forget the team though, but
Yeah, I think it
yeah,
was a thrown together team, I believe.
yeah. I think is it Ben?
Yeah.
I think it
Ben
was
came up to
Bembo and
Sonic.
somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's such a good player, but we haven't seen him in a while. A lot of players I don't think have like the ones that came on early. If they came on now after taking a break, I think it's gonna be a little different for them since there's like actually teams that have strategies now. They're like, what is happening? But I think Akimbo's a good spot for number 12.
All right. Now, the thing about you mentioned him a bit earlier, just not quite having the right teams, not quite getting far in the journeys, but I see the vision. I see if this man, if he could get on the good team, he can definitely just show out. And that player is Gengar.
Okay, okay. You put him over to Sonic Boom then? Okay. No, I'm with that. I'm with that. Yeah. Okay, okay. I like that pick again. Me and Hazel thinking alike here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for me, I'm gonna put number 12 Enchanted. I think he's what he played for Banana Slurpee Squirt or something like that, or
Yeah.
some crazy team
Yeah.
name. But
Yeah.
That's Purdue right
I
there.
like they're that team's a solid group of guys. I mean, in terms of just regular Rocket League and compared to the rest of the players on this list, like they're solid, but obviously not all the way up there yet. But I mean, they've taken games off of us. I think like for us, like my team, like the past two tournaments, like we've pretty much had the same run, and they've basically done the same thing that the team that we played in the finals would do, and they take one game off of us. But it's unfortunately they run into us super early, so like it kind of impacts their record a little bit and potentially their bracket run. So I don't know, but they put up a decent performance where it's not like a walk in the park all the time. So I mean he's a solid player, and I mean he does what he has to do. So
Okay, that's crazy for me actually. I think Enchanted is definitely the best player in Banana Slippery Squirt.
oh,
I
bro.
Yeah,
I think
I
he could make this list, but I don't think I would have him as high as you do. I think because me, to be honest, my 15 you could swap out with Enchanted. I was very close on doing it.
Okay.
I do agree with he's a very good player. I just don't think he's as high as Slayer's putting him.
Dang.
But
Wow.
That's crazy. Yes, okay.
um,
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll see. We'll see. I think that Banana team's really good actually. They don't have any strategy really. I mean, they tried a Spanish kickoff a couple times, but that was like the only thing on corridor. But I mean, you have to think about it. They have lost against the team that won in the tournament both times. We haven't really seen them. I mean, they 3-0'd their last match as the fifth seed in last tournament. So it's like on paper they shouldn't have won that match, and they absolutely just demolished Benbo's team. So I think
I don't
they're
remember
really
if we've
good.
ever played them in a different bracket.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
the past two we've literally ran into them and it's been single elimination. So like that's been our first round. So like they haven't had
Yeah,
a chance to kind of escape us, unfortunately. But
that's
yeah,
fair. That's fair.
yeah. I think Enchanted is
That's
really
fair.
solid though. He literally scored probably one of the best goals we've ever seen for Rocket Labs. But yeah, he's on my list. He's on my
Fair.
list. I'll say that.
Fair.
Mike.
So with 12, I'm going with a teammate, Exiled. I think you guys got him a little low, but it is what it is. He's definitely on this list. Walked in, didn't know anything about this. We said, Ramen can't get on, jump on, and he made a difference. So
Right.
that's why I put him up there. And then for 11, same thing with kind of Slayer was saying about this guy. Haven't seen too much of him. Records real nice, real purdy. Eli, I've heard good things, but I haven't seen him too much. I think the show matches he's played in, I wasn't there, or any of the brackets that maybe he's played in. But off that record, I think he's going to be a solid teammate regardless.
Okay. Like that.
yeah, for me, I know I said it earlier with Eli. I think this one might be like a hot take, low key. I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't mind teaming with him in like a show match potentially because I feel like he's a solid like support player that can like do his job, and he's played a decent amount, but I haven't really seen it. He's 3-2, but Sino or whatever his name is.
Yeah, my Broom Parker teammate.
Yeah,
Solid player.
yeah.
Solid player.
Yeah. Yeah, Simon's really good. He played a lot of the early show matches. Just haven't got him to come back yet. He's coming back, just hasn't lined up correctly to get him to come back. I don't think he's played in any of the recent show matches. Maybe one.
No, I don't think he has. I don't
No?
think he has.
Okay. Yeah, but super solid player. No, I'm with that. That's another player I did not include in my list. But I think it's not bad. I think the bottom of the list can definitely be, it can be a little shaky, like who you put in. There's a lot of players really close in my opinion.
For sure. I mean, there's a
Definitely
lot
fair.
to take. I mean, there's not a whole lot to go off of because like the show matches have been like kind of spread out and like there's
Mhm.
kind of like different. As crazy as it sounds, there's kind of like different eras so far of like the pick and
There
ban
is.
with some players coming in a little bit earlier. Like I didn't come into like the second half. I feel like and haven't been able to see some people like him or Eli, but their records seem pretty solid and I know. Sino as a player, like he's very solid. He can do some work. So it's interesting. The bottom half for sure is interesting in that regard.
Mhm. I
Definitely.
agree. I
Did you
agree.
even know that there was a show match that was a 2v2?
I I did not until today. I think I was having lunch with Taco Stash today, and I think he told me
Ridiculous.
about that. Yeah, I was like, oh dang, like I didn't even know that. That's some lore though. I was like, dang.
Well, you guys
Yeah.
said you guys have played. Wait, are you guys talking about the best of 11?
Well, yes and no. I did two technically. I don't know if they're in my record. I have no clue, to be
Mhm.
honest. But I did one against I believe it was Patty and Emilio versus me and Bembo.
Oh, you were
And
in
then
that.
Taco Stash somebody else, and it was me and Bembo.
I think it's Akimbo. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was
I
Akimbo.
I didn't know you
And
were
that
part
was
of
the one
both
that
of
went
those.
best of 11. That
Yeah,
one went. Yeah,
yeah.
so
What a show match. That was crazy. I don't know how he decided to do that, but it was fun. It was fun.
it was, to me, we were like, yeah, run it. Might as well. One goal and done.
Just showcase all the maps. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was fun, to be completely honest with you. It was a lot of fun because me and
Mhm.
Ben felt like it was if it's one goal, like it's the most fair thing in the world.
Mhm.
And it got to get on different maps. So it was really nice.
Yeah. Okay. That brings it to Azazel.
Yeah, talking about Gengar and this next one, it's gonna be also another person he has teamed up with, another player that's been around here, just not quite able to make it, but these 10, 11, 12, 30, 14, these are all interchangeable, and well, this next one I have here, I got, was it okay? It's a Kimbo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Solid.
Yeah, I think you guys nailed Akimbo. Like, he's right around this range. I think. Again, could be higher, could be lower. Again, that bottom part is really where it gets low and just kind of a lot of people get swapped out and then. But no, I like it. I like it. Safe plays here, but this one I feel like is a very respectable pick for this person. Um, Gosh. I had this person at 14 at one point. I had this person above this. I wasn't too sure where to put this person because they are really good at Rocket Labs. Like they are very good strategy wise. They bring a lot to the table for their teams. Had a really good second tournament. I think this person can go very far in Rocket Labs. Um, is on the desk, and that is Corrupt. I feel like honestly, second tournament, you were really good. Like you were like in consideration for best player tournament. You popped off. You were in your element. This time there's some external factors that came into it,
It is what it is.
which obviously are hard to
Hurricanes are
prevent.
not fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I feel like you can be in contention for top 10. But my top 10 is a very tight list, and there's a lot of people that I don't think you guys would consider for those people. Let's say like Enchanted. I don't think you guys would include Enchanted in there. So just from my experience, top 10 is very hard to make it into. This is where the list really gets into like a high ranking for people, for me.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I guess I go again. This is a person that has they've had a lot of good results recently. This might be another I don't want to. I want to say I put them too low. I feel like I put them very fairly. This person hasn't had great. They've okay. Let me phrase it this way. They've only been a part of one roster, and that roster has won everything. But I haven't seen them off of that roster yet. So Duckworth is
Oh,
down here
shoot.
in number 10 for me.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair that he says that. I disagree with how low he is, but that is very fair that he's only played with you two.
Great player.
Yeah.
He's been phenomenal.
That is very fair.
But I haven't seen him on any other roster in Rocket Lab, so I have to put him here. Is that fair, Slayer?
But if you look at that record, though, he's cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. It just depends on how you look at it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great player, though. Absolutely great player.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe hot take. Maybe Azazel put him in here. We'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious where Slayer put him. Honestly, I am curious.
I forgot.
Let's see. I see where I put Duckworth, but that's for later. But
Okay.
right now, this 10, this is where I getting the cut off this player. People said earlier, just as I be able to find the time, but when we see him, he's been excellent. And Slayer, you kind of mentioned it, kind of want to team up, see what he is, and that player is Sino.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe I just needed Sino on my list too. Actually, I don't know. I guess I overlooked them. I saw him in leaderboard. But like, oh, he hasn't played in a while. Maybe not the highest, but maybe. I don't know. He was solid. I can see it. But top 10 though.
I got to play with him. He's solid. Don't get me wrong. He's solid, but it might push him up a little bit. To be honest with you, he didn't even make my list. So
okay.
He was definitely towards the bottom. I was definitely thinking about him. He was definitely on my I made like 20 and then dialed it down, and he was on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I think he gels really well to different players, and he can pop off, but he's more mental than anything, in my opinion. So,
okay. All right, cool. Slayer.
My top 10 starts with Ramen. I haven't seen him play too much, but I did play against him once, and he's a solid player. I've played against him, and I think even with him like a little bit back in high school, but I've played against him so many times, whether it be CRO, a random tournament, ranked, whatever it is. Like, he's a solid player. He's very good, and I mean, I feel like he was definitely putting up a good fight in that tournament that we did play him in. Have I played him twice? I don't know. I don't remember exactly.
I think you've only played him once.
Yeah, the grand final
and I've been in, and then the last one he wasn't.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I think I played him once. Then yeah.
He's solid though.
Yeah, solid. He's good.
Yep. Okay. I don't know if you know a spoiler here. Ramen did not make my list or my honorable mentions. Yeah.
Wow, I thought he'd make everybody's list. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean he's made a grand final.
He's not the best player on our roster, but he is the most movable. Like, if we're talking players that gel, Ramen's not a standout player, but you can put him with anybody. I don't think there's a player or a type of play style that he can't play. If
we're talking about standard, I think he does maybe make my top 15, but fair. I don't think he's made it for me on Rocket Labs. Like, he doesn't read the ball quite like everybody else. I think he's been slow to that, but he's very solid. Like you said, he does gel nicely.
So you're saying he can't read the ball?
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna make sure he knows that. By the way, I'm gonna make sure that I'm kidding.
I'm remembering double goal. I think of last grand final.
Oh,
and I just remember watching him miss so many times on those walls.
I do remember that. Remember that.
That's what comes to my mind.
That was like the one game I was like, I felt like I was playing really well, and then he just wasn't. But no, I do remember that actually. That does actually make sense.
Okay.
So 10 for me. Already been said. A lot has been said around him, and I think you guys have hit it right on the noggin. It's going to be Gengar.
Okay. Yeah. Looks to be the highest Gengar placement so far. Okay.
Yeah, no, solid. I think outside the game and inside of Rocket Labs, really solid player. Offensively gifted, and workable. So I think 9 is going to be a little bit of surprise. He definitely was way higher on my list in the beginning when I was originally making it, and then thinking more about how I felt in games and on top of how I think they've performed on rosters, is going to be Voltero.
Okay.
I think he was on a roster with AZAP, and to be completely honest with you, I don't remember if they won it or lost it or whatever, or where they placed. But when I played against them, I really didn't feel like Volterra was doing much, and it was just the AZAP show. So I think he's solid. I think he's a great player off of Rocket Labs. In normal Rocket League, this list would be completely different. But for me, he's 9.
Okay. So you said he didn't do much, but you put him ninth?
Yeah.
Just because standard Voltaire?
No, like you can't. I'm not saying he's not doing much. I am saying he's not doing much next to AZAP.
Okay,
But
okay.
like if he's off that roster, when he did play off that roster, he's doing most of the grunt work. But I remember playing him with Bembo, and after the series, we both looked at each other and we were like, okay, like we didn't feel like we were out of that series at all. Like I felt like we were right on top of him. So, but
yeah, I think that's quite high for Volterra, but well, we'll see what other people think. He's a really good player. Just again, I think it's like a Ramen situation where I just haven't quite adapted to Rocket Labs great, but is it just a really good player? Like he would be like in top 8 for me standard, but it's not standard.
Oh yeah. No, he'd probably be top 7, top 6 for me standard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm with it.
Let's see. For my number 9, this is I think a little bit above all of y'all, but I think all of you put him on the list is Kimbo. I used to team with him in CRL for a semester, and I've seen his highs and lows, but I know that for him, he's an interesting case, right? I think the biggest thing is like it just depends which version you get of him. But when he's on, and like especially in like the weirdest situations, he'll pop off when you least expect it. Especially when like I'm across the field from him, I know he just wants to just beat me. But no, he's a solid player. He's a solid player. Like it can vary, of course. So I could see that dropping him down the list. But for me, like that pop-off potential pushes him above some of the players that are a little bit below him in my list, at least. And he can definitely be a menace for sure.
Okay. I don't hate a Kimbo that far up. Okay. Azazel.
Alrighty. Let's see, in this next one. Now we're starting to break into it a bit. He's been part of the grand finals team, but out of everybody who's there, I feel like not quite there yet. If he could just put in, as someone said, just a bit more time to this game, just able to put in the work, we could definitely see some slots in. And number 9, it's Ramen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm wrong about Ramen. You're wrong. But yeah, I haven't seen too much impressive stuff from Ramen. Maybe I'm just missing it though. I didn't do a whole lot of research on this. I'm just basing off the dome, so maybe something didn't click in there. But okay. So 2 high Ramen picks.
I mean, most of this is off the dome.
Yeah. So my 9 and 8, very similar players, playstyle wise. I feel like these guys are really, really slept on in Rocket Labs. These next picks are my hottest picks. On X3. This person has been there since the beginning. They have probably in like 3rd place or like 2nd place for most times played, like in match history. I think they've been amazing. They've been really good. Like they're good on standard, but Rocket Labs, I think they really clicked and they just played a lot, so they're getting better. Again, I think they have to find the right team. They've not had teammates that have worked well with them. This is Benbow for me. Ben has been insane. He scored a lot of the highlight goals of this tournament. I mean, he's played a lot of matches, but he's also been there. I think it might be tough for him chemistry wise to mesh with people. If we're like looking at the scoreboard, he's literally at the bottom, and he's played like 10 matches or 11 matches. So yeah, I hope he gets to find the right team. Hopefully he comes back from retirement to play. We'll see how it goes, but love to have him back. This person's right next to him in that list. One of the probably like first show matches probably was a top 2, top 3 players in that contention. When RMP Arena was in the map pool, he was the best player. He was nuts on it. Sadly, that's out of the pool, so he's not top 3 anymore. But I think he's insane. I think this is probably kind of high. I see some looks, but I think Big Up does awesome. He's a
Bro
mechanical
took the
demon.
bottom 2 players and put them both top 10. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
bro. What the
yeah.
heck?
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We didn't even look at records.
I think they're sweet. Yeah, records aside, these guys are bottom leaderboard, but I think they're insane. They have so much experience in Rocket Labs, and I think that's kind of what matters. I think matters a lot. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. They just need a good team.
With Bembo, he's proved that he can win, and whatnot. But like with Deck, right? Like he's got the experience, but he hasn't even gotten a win
He's
yet.
got
So
every
like,
tool in the bag. He just can't win. Like Rocket League aside, he's top 5. Or
yeah, he's
maybe a
all
little
right. He's like
deeper.
up there. He's up there.
He's
But
up there, dude. 100%. He's around where Volterra would be in the normal list, but Rocket Labs wise, that's why he didn't make my list. It was just straight up, bro's a curse. Bro's just a curse, bro.
Mhm.
I played with him. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player. Loved playing with him, but we just couldn't win. It was just non-existent. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I think he's got it. I think if he gets a good team, I think he's got it. Again, these are some hot takes. I said that, but
yeah, I'm gonna need to see a win
I
at least
I
before
firmly
we can even
believe
consider anything.
he's won a
Fair.
tournament.
Nah,
He's won a
that's
tournament
fair.
match. He's won a
He's the
tournament
win
match.
first.
I don't remember what team it was, but he's won a tournament match. So
True.
I don't know.
True. Fair.
We'll see. We'll see. Azazel, back to you.
Oh man, this is kind of a bit awkward here. Okay, my number 8 here. He's been here for a while. He's shown up. He's definitely knows how to play these maps. Just not been just having the right teams. We know what he can do, and my number 8, it's Benbow.
No, I have to say so.
Another Benbow up there.
Yeah, Azazel's on the same
Crazy.
wavelength with me there. Like he's so
My
solid.
old roommate.
Yeah, he's so solid. He's part of the reason why like we got success in this, taking a chance, getting hired people in this league, and he's just stuck and been amazing. Highlight goals after highlight goal. I can't talk enough about Ben. He's been awesome. Maybe Siena Heights bias.
Maybe. I will say this. At Siena Heights, there were some moments that we were getting cooked, and Ben would pull something out, and I'd go, "What? Just do." I remember on land, this kid pulled out some crazy goal, and I'm like, "Okay, we didn't need that to win, but like, whoa, all right, you're feeling it." He has his moments. He's offensively amazing. So I do agree with he could be on it, but for me, even as my roommate at Siena, unfortunately, he did not make my list. But again, one of those players that, because of record, didn't make it. Record aside, he would have been on this list, 100%.
Okay.
So,
all right, we got a lot of stuff to go. We have 7.5 more spots, and we're running short on schedule. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it.
It's
yeah,
fine.
we'll move.
Yeah, for me, this person, I believe, has made it to multiple grand finals and is in this call. So I'm gonna put number 8, Corrupt.
Oh,
solid player.
Wait a minute, he could be more than that clip. You saw that clip, Synthy boy.
Oh gosh.
Okay, appreciate you, Slayer. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, nah, I mean solid player. I mean been there both grand finals. I feel like with the ramen iteration, y'all were solid. Exiled a little bit different, but yeah, I mean y'all make it to the grand finals, and y'all don't make it easy on us. So got to put y'all up there,
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
The strategy of that team, the strategy of bouncing right there. Couldn't do without you, I'm sure.
Yeah, we love that name.
No.
Speaking of bouncing, I'm gonna go 8 and 7 back to back with my teammates. I'm going Ramen and then Extreme to win.
Wow. Okay.
I think Ramen is very good through and through. Very good support player, can play any role you need him to, even if he needs to sit back and chill. We've seen that at Sinclair and stuff like that a lot. And then Extreme, I think if that kid put in more hours, he'd be crazy. He's young. He's really good at the game. He understands it. The mental side for his age of this game, he's in tune with it. It's crazy to see. So that's why I put him up there.
Okay. I mean, you know better than anybody about those two, so I respect it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the piggyback off that, I kind of did something similar. I went extreme to wins to round out that entire bouncing franchise, you know. I mean, y'all are neck and neck for me. Is just in general, I just struggle against bro sometimes in ranked because he just plays ridiculous sometimes and very weird. But no, he's solid and right there with you. And I think both y'all played both of the grand finals, so.
Okay. No, I like that a lot actually. Yeah. Zazel?
Oh, no. This player here, he's been to a lot of grand finals. He's been there, might be in this call just a little bit. He's honestly was very difficult for me to place. I had him higher, had him lower, but honestly, his place up in here, it could be interchangeable. And that player is corrupt.
Okay.
Oh, it's pretty okay.
Yeah. Hey.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, corrupt for you. It was difficult for you to place. I'm like, you have your pop off moments, but you have some moments where it's just
bad.
off for you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I definitely get that. And I feel like that too sometimes, to be completely honest with my play, because I'm not as consistent as everybody else. I feel like there's moments where I'm really controlling the ball really well, playing really well, and then it's like, what am I doing? It just happens.
No, I'm liking this is going. I think we're all gonna have like around the same top 5 for sure. It's looking like for me.
I think so.
That's that's another skill gap right there. Like I think from 6 to 5, I think that's another one. But this is my last hot take. I think maybe it'll be one. I have to see you guys' lists. But this player I talked about before, so freaking underrated. I think is better than the players beneath him by far. I think he carries his team. I think his team's actually so close. This is Enchanted for me. I think they gotta get a good bracket run. I mean they're not strategizing or anything, but they're a good team, and Enchanted runs that team. I think he's the best player on it, and I think might lead his team to a victory someday, a tournament victory. We'll see. But
You're saying
I think Enchanted's really good.
Slayer's roster. You think they beat them?
Maybe they're on an off day, and Enchanted is on a good day.
Okay.
We'll see. I don't know. I think they could in the future. I mean, maybe Shawnee State breaks up one day. I mean, I'm not gonna force anything on that. I'm just gonna leave it up to you guys. Hey, maybe Slayer folds. They have to kick him off the roster. I don't know.
I don't know. I think bro would just slide the coach. Like thoughts. Like
yeah. And this player has already been mentioned. I think this is where my list stops getting. I don't know. It's extreme. It's extreme to win. I think dude's been so good. He's been, in my opinion, the best player on bouncing. I think he's been so solid. That's all I really gotta say. He's played 2 tournaments and done really good in both of them. Like, I think first tournament we were actually considering to be MVP. Like, if he guys would have won, he would have been MVP. So I don't know. Yeah. We'll see, but I think has a bright future ahead of him in Rocket Labs if he continues with it. Azazel boy.
Yeah, this other one, he's also been to plenty of grand finals. He's got dragged in here by his 2 other teammates just to come in and play, and he's been showing out. And that person, number 6 on my list, is Duckworth.
Okay. I think it's respectable. See, I think it's where most people would put Duck, but not quite for me. My top 10's a little tough to get further into. Slayer.
Where are we at now? What, 6?
6.
Yeah.
I'm going with Azap. He's very solid. I don't know if I've played against him. Maybe once in a show match. I'm not too sure, but
I think so.
I know he's solid. Very very good and can definitely clutch up when he needs to. But I mean, I haven't seen him play too much, so that's kind of like why he's on the outside. And he hasn't had a lot of success from what I've seen either. Like he's just like he's there. So, maybe give him some more reps. Solid team. Maybe he can bump up. Maybe, but right now that's where I'm gonna put him.
I like that choice. So I'm gonna take Azazel and then Slayer and stack them. I got Duckworth and Azap. Everything that they said, I fully agree with. I think Duckworth would have been way higher if he didn't come on the roster he came on when they were already being successful. And I don't want to take that away from him because he's a great player through and through, and I don't want to take that from him. But I think Azap's a little bit better. Mechanically, when you're in a lobby with him, you're gonna know. So it's just a little different. So
Okay,
For sure.
Okay.
I respect that. Yeah, that was good. So now we're breaking into my top 5, eh? All
Yeah.
right.
Well, let's see
Yeah.
it.
So we gotta go number 5, Milio. Bro's solid, but I think I handed him his first loss, and it wasn't just because he had some Mickey roster and I had some insane team. Like, it was him and Taco in the show match together, and I was like, you know what, let's run this, and handed him his first L. So as far as I know, I'm pretty sure that was his first one and only one. So he's solid, and you know, I gotta respect him, but you know, after I take away that streak, you know, I gotta put him there. So
Yep, that was the only loss he's had. Yep.
bet.
Yeah.
Yep. 7-1 Melio he's up there too. He's up there too. So what do you got?
Yeah, you know, my number 5, you know, Corrupt, I'm gonna be bouncing a bit back off of you. My number 5, it's gonna be Azap.
Okay.
You know, he's a very solid player. Just the teams are not there. He's very good mechanically, but sometimes carry cannot be enough.
Wow.
Can't 1v3 all the time.
Yeah,
That's true. I think Azap just needs a good team out of him. But
I agree. It would have been very hard to beat them last time if I think his teammates were a little bit better. And I'm not calling them out and saying that they're not great players, but compared to Azap, I think there's just too big of a gap.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to play with him.
Yeah. I think my list is gonna stripe this number 5 list. I have Milio here. Milio's been great. Milio's been I mean, again, was in the first like pro level show match. And he popped off there with Patty, and he stuck with that team. I forget who the third was. Who was Taco? Yeah, of course, Taco. And he's just a really good player with that roster. I think probably the worst one out of that roster, but the dude has really been good. I mean, his score speaks for himself. 7-1. He's crazy. He's crazy. I fully agree.
yeah.
And I guess on number 4 too. This player has not been mentioned yet. They are let's see, how do I want to describe them? Revolutionary. I'll say that. Revolutionary in the pick and man scene. They have put results up. I don't know their show match record, but I'm sure I don't think they've lost. They might have lost once. They lost once. Yep. Another 7-1. This is Slayer. I got you here. You're a big part of why your team's succeeding. I don't think it's just Talk. I don't think it's Duckworth. I think you are the brains behind the operation there. I don't think I'm wrong about that. I think you've been very impressive with your team. And I do see you make mistakes sometimes, but the brains is there, and that's what I think really matters in Rocket Labs.
Appreciate it.
No. Azazel?
Wow, all right. My number 4. Honestly, I was tossing between a spot and a 2, but you know, he hasn't been here in the last journey, but honestly, when he is here, he makes exceptional plays. And my number 4, it's Emilio.
Okay. Well, I think it's the right choice. I think he's right around there.
Solid.
Yeah. Slayer.
My number 4 is Duckworth. He's my teammate. He's very good, very solid, undefeated, I think. So, you know, he has to be up there for sure. And obviously that weird little, you know, asterisk of him, you know, not really playing anything else besides with us, like me and Taco, you know, and we're up there. So it's been I would say a solid, easy transition for him, you know, to kind of get a good grasp of how to play and whatnot. So very solid player, but you know, like y'all have said, like he hasn't really had the time to kind of cook on his own and show what he's got, you know, in those show matches with other people. So that's kind of why I've got him at 4.
Okay. Yeah,
That's fair.
Got your team quite high, it seems. Unless you made some crazy honorable mention. So We'll see. We'll see.
I think that's fair.
I don't hate it.
'cause both of his teammates are up there, and it's not like Duckworth is in the background, but compared to those two, he's definitely there. You could definitely tell that he's in the game and he's making plays. So
Yeah.
that's fair. That's definitely fair.
Yeah, I just don't. If Duckworth ever play with a different team, I think he's be successful. I just don't know how successful. He's still top 10 to me, but I don't know. It's hard for me to rate that. Shawnee State is the best team by quite a ways right now. So
Agreed.
Agreed. But I think it's, to me, it's more chemistry based. But I don't know. I'm interested to see if we can get a show match with separate them. I don't know if they'd want that. I feel like they'd want to stay together, but I don't know.
Probably want to stay together, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my number 4 is going to be Emilio.
Okay.
I think he's solid. I think everybody has kind of put him in the same kind of range. I will say, for the sole fact that Emilio lost to this player, I think that was a warrant for him to be 4 and this man to be 3, which is going to be Slayer. I think he's the brains on that roster. I don't think you need to be the most mechanical player on the field to make a difference, aka me. I'm not mechanical at all, but there you can find other ways to make a difference and to impact the team to make them awkward and be able to get open goals and make your teammates' lives a lot easier. And that's a skill that is extremely slept on, and I think Slayer embodies that tenfold. So, I think he's top 3.
Mike, do you not have yourself? Yeah. Do you not have yourself on your list?
No, I did that on purpose. I felt like leaving me off the list was the most non-biased thing I could do. And honestly, looking at this list, it's kind of hard to put me in a specific spot. I do think a range of where I would put myself, but yeah, I on purpose did not put myself on the list.
I want to hear where would you put yourself? I want to hear it.
You want a range or like a specific number?
Yeah. You can ego as much as you want.
8 to 10. 8 to 10. I feel like around that area, there's names in there. Even Slayer's got me around that number. I think Azazel's got me a little bit higher. I think you have a little bit lower. So I think around that is pretty fair, just for skill and experience. I think that's pretty fair for me.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't think it's wrong. Yeah. Okay. Slayer.
My number 3 is Patty. He's very good again. For me, it's like a toss up between Patty and Duckworth because I think they're both undefeated, but like Duckworth obviously came in. He's only really had like one team, and he's kind of like been taken to the promised land in that sense. But he's still obviously a very good player. Patty has like no recency bias, right? So that kind of like hurts him a little bit in my opinion, but still a great player, undefeated, but at the same time, I feel like he's teamed for the most part with Milio and Taco, so they're both very similar, and it's like it's tough. So that's the only reason. But yeah,
okay.
Fair points. Because if we're gonna bring it up for Duckworth, then you can say the same thing about Patty. So that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, Azazel.
My number 3, was a bit lower on your guys' list, but honestly, I see the highs of this person. Just get a bit more consistency, but when he can pop off, he can pop off. My number 3, it's Extreme.
Okay. I mean, he's had really good tournaments. We've seen him, so I see the vision.
Yeah. Sure. I believe it. I believe in the young blood.
He's a silent killer. He ain't gonna say much in lobbies and stuff, but he's a silent killer.
Yeah. I got back to back, huh? Okay.
Yeah,
you do.
So this player, I'm right out say this is Patty for me. I think Patty's so good. I think if he came back, which again, one of those players that's being talked just can't find the right time. Patty, I think, will be able to adjust well. I think he was the best player in Tournament 1. I don't think the other two in that team are taking that. It was very impressive for me. Again, one of the players that kind of, I wouldn't say revolutionized. It was a little too early to revolutionize, but definitely like was the first best player. Like out of the first 3 show matches, he was the best player. And he kind of rocketed the scene there. So push the skill ceiling a little higher. I think needs to come back and reclaim his throne. I think Patty definitely could be 1 or 2. We'll see though. This player you guys have pretty low, not horribly low, but low enough. This is Azap for me. Azap again. I think he just needs a good team. I think he just needs a good team. No head shakes. No head shakes. Azap.
Not a shot.
I think he's up there for me. I think he's up there. Now let me look at my past list. I had him third, then I had him then I brought him to second, and he stayed there. He's been good. He just needs the right team. He can carry a team no matter who it is, and like his success, like that first team with Pyros and Voltero. The reason why they were in the grand finals was him, and he's stayed as good or better with Rocket Labs. I mean, he's just a freestyler. Like he can make the map work.
Technically gifted.
Yeah, technically gifted. That's why he's here, and he reads the map really well. So that's my number 2.
Okay.
There's one name I'm not seeing here. Who could
Let's
that
see.
be?
My number 2, this player. He came in the second half of this, came in here, just decided to just steamroll everybody. Just got the brains. He was very intricate on my list. I could have had him on my 2 or 3 range, but honestly though, he's in this call right now. He knows who he is. It's Slayer.
Yeah. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Top 2 Slayer. Okay. Yeah.
Slay.
I mean, the brains is there. I can definitely see it. Okay.
Gotta make up for the lack of mechanic ability,
Yeah. Well, there you
go. So unlike Corrupt, I had to put myself on the list just because
go.
I don't know. I just did.
Fair,
That's what I did. So I'm putting myself at number 2. I mean, honestly, like again, this is Rocky Labs, right? So like I feel like there's some players like Patty's very solid. Like I could definitely see him being above me in just like normal rock. Emilio's solid, Zap very solid, and I mean there are plenty of people. But honestly, I think I have one loss to my name, and it was the very first show match I came into. So I was kind of like learning the ropes, and even then it's a little weird because like I lost with Taco the first round, but then I played my very next one. I was like, nah, let me play Taco and Millie, and then I get a W. So like, was it my fault? Was it Taco's? I don't know, but I feel very solid. I feel like I have a decent understanding of the maps, and it allows us to do well. But I can't put myself at number 1 just yet, and I might not ever, but I feel like I'm on a roll, and I have yet to lose since the first match that I played. So hot streak, baby.
Yeah,
Got that fire emoji next to my name, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's fair placement of even placing yourself. So I think that's fair.
Mike, there's one person that has not been named yet. I'm wondering where you're gonna put them. I'm wondering.
And I'm putting them at 2.
What?
Put Taco Stash at 2.
Oh my god.
He's not the number 1 player. The number 1 player in this whole thing is Patty. I'm sorry, but he is ridiculous. That man can play ball. It doesn't matter where you put him, in what game mode you put him. He is solid through and through. This might be biased, but he can play the game. So I think Taco Stash is a great player. Don't get me wrong. These two are like neck and neck for me. Taco Stash is amazing, great record, and I think he could do it on many rosters. But I think Patty could do it with even more. So,
wow, okay,
Ooh.
all right, Slayer.
Yeah, no, I mean that I hear you. I mean that's definitely something. I don't know. I guess it's a little different for me, right? I gotta put Taco there. I mean, he's been through the ringer. He's played the most. He's got the most experience. He's won the most. He's arguably like the best. I mean, I haven't seen Patty play, so maybe if he played a little bit more, it'd be different. But at the same time, he's not played, so like I can't really determine that too much. But yeah, I mean, Taco's up there. He's won with 2 different iterations too. He's been dominant in the first half with like Milio and Patty, and then now with myself and Duck. So he's done pretty well. I mean, he's had a couple, I think, show matches that maybe haven't gone his way, and with me being on the other team for one of them. But I feel like until someone kind of plays just as much as he does and wins more, I think if Patty played a little bit more, then I could definitely justify that. But you got to be in the game to
fair.
have
fair.
that rep. So
But
that's why I put him there.
I could also ask, when Taco and Patty played together, who is the better player?
I wasn't there, so I can't answer that.
Patty.
I mean, I don't know.
Patty. I'm
Yeah.
I
telling
wasn't
you.
there.
But Taco has more matches than anybody.
He does.
He's
He's
kept
got
up.
the
He's
experience.
got the experience. Yeah, that's the difference for me.
Mhm.
Azazel, I have to ask you. I noticed there's you
There's
forgot
one
someone.
person-
Yeah.
You forgot
I'm
someone.
letting
What
you-
did he
I'm letting
forget?
you-
Wait.
this person here, if there can only be one number one spot on the list.
Oh my
okay?
gosh, Azazel, please don't mess this up.
There can only be one number one spot on my list. They both are very good players. They play together. They won the first tourney. Like, he hasn't been here for a bit. This person's been on a roll. He's played the longest here. He's been here for a while, and it's Taco.
You forgot Patty on your
You don't
list.
even have Patty on the list.
You forgot Patty on your list.
This is why you don't do it off the dome.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Azazel.
Because he wasn't gonna hear Patty's
Listen.
name in the top 3.
Listen,
There's no way anybody was putting Patty any lower.
Are you serious about Patty Azazel, or was it a mistake?
There's no way you put Patty under Dex. Like, no. There's no way.
I have to ask. It's Azazel we're talking about. I don't know. Azazel.
Azazel, did you forget about him?
Maybe
It's
maybe
fair.
not.
He hasn't played in a long time.
Yeah,
He
no,
has
he's,
it.
he's, a, he's a player
He
I've
has it.
also forgotten about. Yeah, so like,
So, Patty, if you're hearing this, get back, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
and
Azazel.
get back
Figure
in
it
the
out.
game.
Yeah, your average was looking to be top 3, but now it's like you're down
Now
there.
it's nothing.
Yep, you're like at
Nothing.
least 8th. So yep,
Because Azazel put you at like 80. How many players we got? Like 40, 50? You're at 50.
we
bro.
have
That's
48.
unfortunate.
We have 48 pro players. We have, including Rise players, we're at like 56, 57.
Are we getting up there?
Yeah, we're getting up there.
Go.
Oh yeah, it's time to expand. But yeah, this person's been here since I think like the second or third show match. Everyone's talked about him. Only person missing from my list. That's Taco. I mean, he is quite. We call him the GOAT for a reason. He is the best player.
Y'all call him the GOAT for a reason.
Yeah.
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Well, the two commentators call him the GOAT every match. Yeah, he's just so impressive. How he's been able to play so much and like invest so much time into it. I think it really shows. Some people it doesn't show as much how much time they invest into it, but he definitely does, and he has those results. I think he's lost like 2 or 3 times. He's played 18
He's definitely
matches.
played the most.
18
Yeah, he's definitely
matches.
played the most.
That is, I think, you and Slayer combined, Mike. If I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
no, listen, he's in every show match. Whenever
no,
you
no.
message him and he's around, bro, he's in everything.
Well, yeah,
So,
it
and
is.
he does well. He does well. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that he's not a great player. That's why I got him at 2. But I just don't see him as my number 1. And maybe that's more because I haven't seen Patty in a minute and Patty cooked the first time. So maybe, but
Yeah, the game's evolving. You never know, bro.
you never know.
Bro might get cooked by Slayer.
Maybe
You never
maybe
know.
I'm taking maybe I'm taking just normal ball into
Yeah.
consideration, because if, to be completely honest with you, if this is a normal ball list,
Oh yeah.
this is a
Nice.
completely different list, and Patty's definitely still up there.
Yeah,
for
for
me,
sure.
so.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like the raw skill for sure. I mean, again, he had such a strong beginning, but like I don't know, like the reads are getting a little different, right? Like I mean, I'm
No, they
feeling a little
are. They
saucy.
are.
I'm feeling saucy on some of these maps. I
They
mean,
are.
it's like, will he have that
Mhm.
same effect? I don't know.
No, I get you, because there's some reads that in the beginning, like off pillars, especially like off random kind of weird little touches, nobody was getting them. Now we're seeing like you guys were setting up some plays, and we were getting some too. They weren't falling because defensively, like everybody's solid. But
Right.
I do feel you. It definitely is evolving. So I definitely would love to see not just Patty. I would love to see Emilio come back too. To be completely honest,
Yep.
For sure.
I'd love to see what they could do.
Yeah. I mean, Millie's played in recent show matches from last, like, what do you call it, like semester in Rocky Labs, but just haven't gotten back to tournaments. So I'd be interested to see what team he ends up on. And like if Shawnee State, I think the question for me is if Shawnee State splits up, like who's gonna be at the top? Is it gonna be Taco? Is it gonna be Slayer?
Ooh. I honestly
depend.
I think it depends on who they get for teammates.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
genuinely
don't
think
know.
it could swing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I'm gonna be real. I don't think we're splitting up low
I
key
don't think
because
they're
like
splitting up,
Yeah.
bro.
we're just menaces. But like if we did show matches that weren't team based and are just kind of like a draft
For
in a
fun.
sense, like we used to, like
mm,
I don't know, man. I don't know. Right now, I don't think I've lost to Taco, so like
yeah.
Ooh.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
we'll see. But I gotta give him that respect though. He's been playing way more than me, so like I gotta give him that status until I really really deserve it. You know what? Maybe he had an off day, but I don't know.
Mm.
Okay, okay. Respect. I think we got some pretty good lists. Some forgetful people, but no, I
Honorable
think
mention,
Hey.
Patty.
honorable mention.
Oh,
Patty.
that's crazy.
Oh yeah, we got honorable mentions. Okay, I'll go over quickly mine. So I got Voltero, I got Eli, Resley, Spoods, and Tessonic in my 5 people that just barely missed.
Okay.
I think I could have put Simon. I think I could have put Ramen in there, but for me, those are the 5. I think they're so close. I think Voltero, a very good player, just like not in Rocket Labs. Eli's been like not a known name at all, but has been very good in Rocket Labs. I think he's had good teams behind him each time he's won. But I think he's also really solid. Resley had a really good first tournament. Spoods has been good, and Tassonic's also been good in the past. Eager to see them back.
No,
Else got
I'll say
honorables?
this. I'll say this. Eli definitely made my list off of more record than skill. Again, if this was a skill of normal ball, I don't think he's top 15. But yeah, I do think he's been on some really good rosters. And I do agree with a couple of others you said, but I think both of mine for honorable mentions, Deck XP, that record is crazy. You're a great player, but that record is crazy. And
real.
then same person, same thing, different person, Benbow. I think both of them are honestly mechanically gifted, and the record's just not showing it. So honorable
Yeah.
mentions for me.
Gotta step up the game.
Got to get the win at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta
Nah,
You
win.
can have 6 flashy goals, bro, but an L's an L.
Yeah.
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 For me, it's just like the players that haven't really been playing as of lately. Because, like I said, I've come in, I'm a little bit more like recency bias because I've only played the second half, so to speak. So, like people, I think Sonic played a little bit, like towards as like he was like fading out as I don't even think he has that many games. I think he's played like a few, but he's solid. Sonic Boom, again, Vesh, very solid player, good play, some good rock, but same time, haven't seen him play. Who else? I mean, Deck can be a good player. Again, absurd, terrible record. I don't know how that's possible.
Crazy
But
record.
That man only lost to Taco. That's really good.
Oh, I've lost Taco every
Yeah, but
time.
how many times do you lose to Taco, bro? Like,
Yeah,
come
like-
on,
I mean,
bro. You gotta
every
get
time-
one, bro.
Like I think like 90% of his losses are just the Taco.
Yeah, maybe.
So you're telling me? So what you're telling me is Taco is boosted by a deck? That's what you're telling me. Deck through this whole thing, bro.
That's crazy. All right, well, I think that'll wrap it up unless anyone's got anything else to say. I think we have some pretty good lists. Definitely, I'm glad that we didn't clash. We all had different ideas, but some of those takes are crazy, guys. I just gotta say. I just gotta say.
Yeah, no,
you're
some of this-
saying
Yeah, you're the
Yeah.
one talking.
Hey,
That's
like,
crazy.
listen,
You got the
no.
most great, bro. You have
This-
two of the worst
these-
record people in
these are
top 10.
these.
Top 10.
You guys don't know
Yeah,
about
you're
these
saying-
3. These guys
yeah.
are. These are
not
up
even
there.
Duck for being that low, bro. Like you got
You-
4 in a row
wait,
that are just crazy.
Okay, yeah.
You have Duck under Enchanted, Deck, and Bembo. That is
Crazy.
wild.
We'll see. We'll
That's
see.
some devious
Wild.
work. That is some
Hey,
devious work.
If these 3 get in a team,
Wait
they're
a minute.
top 2.
Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure Kimbo, me. I don't think Gengar's are closer to being positive. I'm pretty sure me and Akimbo are way closer to being 500 than those two.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mm.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
The results always don't show.
Yeah, I
Um,
guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but that'll wrap it up, stream. Thank you guys for coming along and with this idea, giving you guys' input, and they're pretty fun. And we'll see what the rest of the community thinks about this list.
Oh, I'd love to hear from other people. If you guys see the tweet that's out or anything, please let me know how bad their lists are.
Yeah, for real.
Azazel and Synth, how
Come
bad.
on.
Azazel's
Hey.
isn't bad, but he lost Patty.
We've seen every
Yeah.
match. We've seen every match. I
Yeah.
just want to say
It's
that.
fair. You have. You have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
probably,
yeah,
I've probably seen
But
every
me
match
and Slayer
twice.
have played in just about
Yeah,
every match.
we
We've actually
played on that pitch.
played
We
in
went
it.
to war. We went to war.
Yeah.
You know, we've
That's
been
true.
through it.
We had to boot up and get in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Two different perspectives. Two different perspectives on
True,
this side.
True.
Yeah. Wrap
I
things
think the
up.
list show it. I think the list definitely shows it.
No.
Yep.
But
Yeah. Well, I guess GG's. I don't know what to call this, but yeah, good
Yeah.
stream, good lists. And we'll see what everybody else thinks. But yeah, thanks for
good
joining us.
stream.
Thanks for joining us, stream. Thank you for joining us, VOD watchers. Peace out. See you later. Bye,
Peace.
stream.